Hello everyone. Recently, I visited a small town called Dreverna in Lithuania and decided to make this short video. It may not be the most famous destination in the country, but sometimes the smallest places turn out to be the most interesting. So, if you're looking for a quiet getaway, this video might give you a few ideas. Let's start from the very beginning of the journey. Dreverna is located not far from Klaipėda and sits right on the shores of the Curonian Lagoon. On the map, it may look like just a tiny dot, easy to miss if you're not paying attention. But as you'll see, this little town has its own charm. I traveled there by car, and getting to Dreverna is part of the experience itself. Don't expect wide multi-lane highways or endless stretches of perfectly straight roads. The closer you get to the town, the narrower the roads become. At first, I wondered if I was still heading in the right direction. But that's exactly what makes the trip feel different from a typical drive between big cities. Along the way, you're surrounded by the Lithuanian countryside. Everything was incredibly green. Fields stretched out on both sides of the road. Forests appeared around every corner. And occasionally, small villages quietly passed by the window. In fact, cloudy weather has its advantages. There was no harsh sunlight, no heat waves rising from the asphalt, and the colors seemed even richer. The forests looked deeper, the grass looked greener, and the whole landscape had that calm northern European atmosphere that Lithuania is known for. As I continued driving, the feeling of city life slowly disappeared. Traffic became lighter, the roads became quieter, and the pace of the journey naturally slowed down. Sometimes, that's exactly what you need, a place where nobody is rushing anywhere. My walk around Dreverna starts right here, at what seems to be the heart of the village, the Dreverna Fountain. At first glance, it might look like just another fountain, but if you look closely, you'll notice something unusual about its shape. It was designed to resemble a traditional Curonian fishing boat, a type of vessel that was once commonly used by fishermen on the Curonian Lagoon. In a place with such a strong fishing heritage, that feels like a very fitting symbol. The current fountain was created by Lithuanian artist Darius Vilius and replaced an older fountain that once stood here. According to local information, the idea for its design was inspired by a legend connected to an ancient burial mound in Dreverna. Just a short walk from the fountain, I came across one of the most unusual places in Dreverna, the Garden of Ancient Plants. To be honest, when I first heard the name, I expected a regular botanical garden, but this is something completely different. The entire garden is designed in the shape of a giant ship, which is a perfect fit for a village with such a strong connection to fishing and the Curonian Lagoon. From above, it looks like a traditional vessel sailing through a sea of greenery. Even from ground level, the design feels creative and surprisingly unique. What makes this place even more interesting is what's actually growing here. The garden contains around 100 species of ancient plants that were cultivated and used by people from the Neolithic period all the way to the 12th century. In other words, many of these plants were already growing long before modern Lithuania even existed. The project was created by Edita Nurmi, who collected seeds from botanical gardens and seed banks around the Baltic region. The goal was to recreate a living piece of history, allowing visitors to see the kinds of plants that our ancestors once used for food, medicine, and everyday life. And honestly, I really like the atmosphere here. It's not a huge attraction that will take all day to explore. Instead, it's one of those small and unexpected places that make you stop, look around, and think, well, I definitely wasn't expecting to find 1,000 years of history inside a giant boat. After leaving the Garden of Ancient Plants, we continued our walk toward the Dreverna Locks. Now, I have to admit, I'm not exactly a lock expert. When I first arrived, I was looking at the water, the gates, and the canal, trying to figure out whether I was looking at a lock, a dam, or some secret engineering project designed by people who really love boats. What I do know is that this area has always been closely connected to water. Dreverna sits between the Dreverna River, the Curonian Lagoon, and the historic waterways that helped shape the village for centuries. Fishing boats, cargo vessels, and local sailors have all passed through these waters over the years. Dreverna itself was first mentioned as far back as 1253 and later became an important fishing and trading settlement. One thing that immediately caught my attention here was the old ship called Ginteras. The vessel looks like it has been standing here for quite some time. It's no longer sailing anywhere, but somehow that makes it even more interesting. It feels less like a boat and more like a monument to Dreverna's maritime past. Standing next to it, you can easily imagine the days when fishing was not a tourist attraction, but a way of life. The people living here depended on the lagoon, the weather, and their boats every single day. In a village like Dreverna, boats were just as important as cars are today, probably even more important. Sometimes the most interesting places aren't the famous landmarks. Sometimes it's an old ship named Ginteras, standing quietly by the water, reminding visitors that every small village has its own story to tell. Leaving the waterfront behind for a moment, we continued our walk through the quiet streets of Dreverna on the way to the marina. One thing that immediately stands out here is how peaceful everything feels. There is no rush, no traffic jams, no endless noise of a busy city. Instead, you hear birds, the wind moving through the trees, and occasionally a passing car, reminding you that civilization still exists. As we walked, we came across this beautiful old red brick building. I don't know its exact history, but it looks like one of those traditional buildings that has been standing here for generations. The thick brick walls, small windows, and old roof give it a lot of character. You can almost imagine the stories it could tell if walls could talk. What I really like about Dreverna is that nothing feels artificial. The village doesn't seem to be trying too hard to impress visitors. Instead, it simply stays true to itself. The old buildings, the quiet roads, and the surrounding nature all fit together naturally. And speaking of nature, look around. Even on a cloudy day, everything is incredibly green. Trees line the streets, gardens are well maintained, and there are flowers and plants almost everywhere you look. The whole village feels like it has been carefully looked after, but without losing its rural charm. Walking here is surprisingly relaxing. It's the kind of place where you stop checking the time every few minutes. You slow down, enjoy the scenery, and just appreciate the simple things around you.
Sometimes when traveling, the most memorable moments aren't famous landmarks or tourist attractions. Sometimes it's simply a quiet street, an old brick building, and the feeling that for a little while, the world has decided to move at a slower pace. As we continue our walk through Dreverna, we arrive at one of the most important historical places in the village, the Johan Gisses, or Jonas Gisses, ethnographic homestead. Before we even reach the museum itself, there's something that immediately catches the eye. Right in front stands a traditional wooden boat, reminding visitors that life here has always been connected to the water. In Dreverna, boats were never just boats. They were transportation, fishing equipment, a source of income, and sometimes the difference between a good year and a difficult one. The homestead is named after Jonas Gisses, one of the most famous boat builders of the Curonian Lagoon region. He lived from 1867 to 1940 and was known as one of the finest craftsmen in the area. His boats helped fishermen work the waters of the lagoon for decades. In fact, this is the only surviving Lithuanian homestead of a traditional shipbuilder, making it a unique piece of local heritage. Today, the buildings have been turned into a museum where visitors can learn about traditional boat building, fishing culture, local customs, and everyday life along the lagoon. Inside, there are exhibitions dedicated to the famous Curonian sailing boats, old tools, weather vanes, and the lives of the people who called this coast home. But honestly, even without entering the museum, the area is worth seeing. The surroundings are beautiful. Well-kept houses, tidy gardens, quiet streets, and plenty of greenery create an atmosphere that feels both peaceful and welcoming. Walking through Dreverna, it's easy to think that the people living here are pretty lucky. Imagine waking up every morning surrounded by nature, just a short walk from the lagoon, with fresh air, birds singing, and almost no city noise. Of course, every place has its challenges. Winter probably feels a little different than a sunny summer day. But standing here now, surrounded by flowers, historic buildings, and traditional boats, it's hard not to feel a little jealous of the people who get to call Dreverna home. And finally, we arrive at one of the most popular spots in Dreverna, the marina. After walking through quiet streets, green gardens, and historic buildings, it feels like everything in the village naturally leads to this place. After all, Dreverna has always been connected to the water. The marina may not be huge, but it has plenty of character. As you walk along the waterfront, you'll see sailing yachts, fishing boats, motorboats, and all kinds of vessels gently rocking on the water. Some look ready for a serious voyage, while others seem perfect for a relaxing afternoon on the lagoon. What I really like is that this isn't just a place where boats are parked. It's a place where people come to enjoy the Curonian Lagoon. Visitors can rent boats, join sightseeing cruises, or even take a ferry across the lagoon toward Juodkrant on the Curonian Spit. For many travelers, the marina is the starting point for exploring one of the most beautiful natural regions in Lithuania. Standing here, it's easy to understand why boating is so popular. The lagoon is calm, scenic, and surrounded by unique landscapes. On a clear day, you can even see the famous sand dunes of the Curonian Spit in the distance. The atmosphere is also very relaxing. People are walking along the promenade, preparing their boats, or simply sitting and enjoying the view. Nobody seems to be in a hurry. This marina is a reminder that Dreverna is much more than just a small village. It's a gateway to the Curonian Lagoon and a place where nature, history, and life on the water all come together. And honestly, if I had a sailboat parked here, there's a good chance I'd forget about work for a while and spend most of my time sailing around the lagoon. Leaving the marina behind, we continue our walk toward the observation tower. On the way, I noticed something that travelers with camper vans will definitely appreciate. There are dedicated parking areas for motorhomes, complete with electrical hookups and the basic facilities needed for an overnight stay. So if you're exploring Lithuania on 4 wheels and carrying your home with you, Dreverna is well prepared to welcome you. A little farther along, we stumble upon something completely unexpected. At first glance, these wooden ships look as if they have sailed straight out of a history book. Standing here, it's easy to imagine Viking warriors arriving from the horizon, although I suspect these days the passengers are much more interested in taking photos than conquering neighboring villages. The boats are traditional-style wooden vessels, and they fit perfectly into the atmosphere of the lagoon. Surrounded by reeds and calm water, they create a scene that feels timeless. For a moment, you almost forget that it's the 21st century and not 1,000 years ago. Of course, nobody is preparing for a raid on England. Today, these boats are used for tourism, educational programs, and special events, giving visitors a chance to experience what sailing might have felt like centuries ago. Looking across the water, another interesting sight appears. On the opposite side, you can see the cottages and buildings of the Dreverna Hotel complex. The location is hard to beat. Guests wake up with views of the lagoon, boats, and nature instead of busy streets and traffic lights. The closer we get to the observation tower, the more it becomes clear why people enjoy spending time here. Water, boats, nature, and peaceful surroundings all come together in one place. And honestly, if someone offered me a choice between sitting in an office or spending the afternoon on one of those wooden ships, I don't think I'd need much time to decide. And here we are, at the Dreverna Observation Tower, the final stop of our journey. The tower stands about 15 meters, or nearly 50 feet, above the surrounding landscape, offering one of the best views in the entire area. From up here, you can truly appreciate the beauty of the Curonian Lagoon and understand why so many people come to Dreverna just to enjoy the scenery. Looking around, the view is simply breathtaking. Endless water stretches toward the horizon, surrounded by reeds, small islands, and patches of green marshland. The sky seems enormous, and the changing clouds create a different picture every few minutes. What makes this place special is not just what you see, but what you feel. There is no city noise. No traffic. No crowds. Just the gentle sound of the wind, the water below, and the occasional boat crossing the lagoon. Watching that small boat glide through the calm water at sunset is strangely relaxing. It leaves a trail behind it for a few moments, then everything becomes peaceful again. Standing here, it's easy to forget about deadlines, emails, and all the little worries of everyday life. Nature has a way of reminding us to slow down and simply enjoy the moment. And that brings our visit to Dreverna to an end. I hope this video gave you a glimpse of this beautiful corner of Lithuania and maybe even inspired you to visit it yourself someday. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment below. There will be more videos from Lithuania and other interesting places coming soon. See you in the next adventure.
Дякую.